Good evening. Tonight I'd like to discuss the question of putting out pieces of bread prior to performing the Bedikas Chametz. The Ramah quotes this minhag at the end of Siman Tov Lamed Beis, and he says that the reason for it is so that we avoid a bracha levatala of saying a bracha and not finding anything. However, he himself rejects this and says that that's not necessary because the whole mitzvah is to actually do the search, not to find the chametz, but to search. So if you search and you don't find anything, it's not a problem with bracha levatala. Taz also writes that it's not a problem of a bracha levatala because there's going to be additional chametz that I'm going to burn tomorrow, that the whole mitzvah is ultimately leading up to the biur chametz. Hence, we say the bracha of al biur chametz. So the Bedikas is beginning that process, and my bracha is going in the beginning of that whole process. But I'm going to have chametz left over that I'm going to burn, even if it's not what I found during the Bedikas chametz, and therefore it's not a problem. In fact, the Taz does not want to do this because he's concerned that we might lose the pieces of bread put out. Now, why might one? So obviously, the first reason we mentioned is because it's a concern of bracha levatala. We don't want you to make the bracha and not find anything. But there are two other reasons mentioned in the poskim as well. One reason is that it is a reminder to make sure that we do bittul chametz in the morning, that when we go out to burn the chametz in the morning, we know we nullify the chametz afterwards. However, if we have no chametz that we're going to burn, let's say we sold all our chametz, right, and we didn't put any bread out for the Bedikas chametz, so it could be that I'm not going to have any chametz that I'm going to burn whatsoever. If that's the case, I'm not going to perform a biur chametz. I may come to forget to do the bittul chametz, which is even more important, and therefore that's another reason why some poskim want us to put out bread. And a third and final reason mentioned is that it makes sure it's an incentive, so to speak, to help us make sure we're doing the bedika properly. Because if I'm doing a bedikas chametz and I don't find anything, so eventually I'm going to give in. I'm going to get a little bit lazy. But if I keep finding things, that's going to encourage me. Maybe I will find more, and therefore we put out the chametz. So those are the different reasons mentioned in the poskim why one would put out the pieces of bread. Now, one word of caution the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch warns is that this minhag can actually lead to the opposite purpose that we were trying to institute it to avoid a bracha levatala, but it could actually lead to bracha levatala. If one simply puts it out and just routinely sweeps up those pieces, but doesn't do a proper bedikas chametz and the whole room, their whole houses, that actually leads to more of a problem with bracha levatala. In terms of today, now that we oftentimes, maybe not this year, but many years, do a full-fledged cleaning beforehand. So is there still an issue of putting out the bread? More reason to, less reason to. So Rabbi Yosef actually says, yeah, now we have to. Without that, it's bracha levatala because our houses are all clean before. So what are we making a bracha on? So that's Rabbi Yosef. Rabbi Shlomo Zalman says that's not necessary because the bedikas chametz that we do today still ensures that the house is clean, that we did clean all the rooms beforehand, that no one brought in anything afterwards, and obviously the reasons we mentioned previously as well. So whatever we do, we should be sure that we do our best to do the bedikas chametz to the best of our ability in the most proper and not just routine fashion, but to really try our best to do bedikas chametz to the nth degree. Have a great night.